Hello everybody, Shadow SP here, and we are back for more Yggdra Union. Let's do this. Alright, last time we were here, we were about to go to the water capital Elise. We just picked up an Undine. And we're ready to go. Let's do it. Amid the chaos at Felonous Lakeside, apart from the Undine's spite toward the Royal Army and the bandits taking advantage of the confusion, an Imperial Army presence could be seen as well. Would Embellia be an enemy or an ally? To ascertain Queen Emelone's true intentions, the Royal Army headed to the Aqua Palace to seek an audience. However, Ishine's unit was blocking the only bridge to Florent Island, the location of the Aqua Palace, located in the water capital of Elise. As Ishine and her Undine forces drew their weapons, the Royal Army realized they had no choice but to fight. Alright, Battlefield 7. So that's Queen Emelone's Aqua Palace. How are we getting there? It's not like we can just swim. Well, one of us can. Can we secure the bridge? Looks like we'll have to. And of course the bridge is occupied. General Ishine, it's those humans again. Fire on them! Do they intend to pass through here? Under no circumstances will we let them through. Queen Emelone is our last hope. We shall protect her with our lives. Yes, ma'am. Alright. So we have to secure the bridge. That's pretty important. We can bring everybody, which is good. Alright, let's look at cards. Okay, so Bloody Claw is a card that we picked up last map. It's got 9 moves, so we'll probably end up bringing it and using it, even though it's not my favorite card. It's I said it at the end of last time. That Bloody Claw is kind of overrated, but yeah, I stand by that opinion. But it does have 9 moves, so it's decent. Alright, so we're gonna bring Sanctuary, we're gonna bring Revolution, because it's got 10 move. We'll bring Banshee's Cry, and Bloody Claw, and... probably Mind Change. Alright. Let's get going. We have to beat the enemies guarding the bridge. Let's go. Tutorial time. So we're finally going to start talking about skills. Yep. Alright, so I'll talk about this in my own way in a minute. But yeah, so if you have a sword and your card ace is sword and the sword unit is the union leader, then the card's skill is usable if the rest of the conditions match. So there's a couple different kinds of skills. They all require a full meter, though. So it's a difference of hold skills versus activated skills. If that makes it make sense to somebody. Yeah, and that's really important. Where they're saying that only specific units can use specific cards, or specific skills. It's very, very important. Yeah. So if we look at our cards, right, you got Steel. Steel as a skill is Ace Axe. So anyone that has an axe could enable the Steel skill to be used, but Millinor is the only character that can use it. So even if we had another axe character, that character couldn't use it. But if we had another axe character and they led the Union and Millinor was a part of it, Millinor would be able to use Steel on his turn. And now I'll talk a little bit more about the skill formula. Alright? I believe we talked about Jen earlier in the series about how it's a defensive stat, and it's defensive against skills also, right? So let's look at Steel again. So the effect, we steal an equipped item. That's a good effect. If Millinor's tech is the same or higher than the opponent's gen, then Steel will take effect. So you have to equal the opponent's defensive stat in order to have it work. Otherwise, Steel will miss. You can still use the skill, it'll just miss. Whereas if we look at something like, let's go with a skill that we can use, like Blizzard. Let's look at Blizzard, right? So Blizzard is a damage skill. It's a spear, but anyone can use it. So if, say, Durant led the Union, and it had Yggdra and Millinor in it, they could also use Blizzard. And for these damage skills, your damage that you deal is based on your tech minus the enemy's gen. So basically, it adds 1 every time you're higher than theirs. So if I had, say, equal tech to my opponent's gen and I used Blizzard, I wouldn't deal that much damage. I would end up dealing 1. But if I had, say, 2 tech and my opponent had 1 gen, I would deal 2 damage. And by 2, we mean eliminate 2 enemies from the enemy unit. Now, some skills have additional effects. And let's see. So those damage skills are the ones that are based on the opponent. We've got stuff like Mind Change, which is a skill that has a special effect where you can only use it against an enemy that is the same generally as your unit. So it has to be same size and gender. So say Millinor couldn't use it if he were attacking Undines, but Yggdra could, because they're both the small female units. And Mind Change is a little bit different than a normal damage card, even though it has the damage card damage formula, in that it deals damage to your opponent and recovers your units. So that's kind of interesting in that way. We'll talk more about skills later, but it's pretty important. All right, so got a luck of 3 on a Sheen. And we've got the Brave Ring. I believe these all have medallions, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright, so the easiest thing to do would just be to sick Millinor on him. And there's a lot of water tiles, so that kind of still makes sense. Let me check their stats real quick. Tech of 2. Millinor's got a gen of 3, so they even if they use Blizzard, they won't be able to really hurt Millinor at all. Okay, then what else? I'm looking at, like... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Has to be carded with at least 5 movement. Ideally, we can get, like, Durant up to here-ish. For reasons. Maybe Nietzsche instead would be better because of the luck. Because if Nietzsche takes out Ishin, that gets us the Brave Ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a little much. What's Nietzsche's? We don't need to care about Nietzsche's gen. Because they have Blizzard, which deals ice damage, and Nietzsche as an Undine is immune to ice. So I guess we could use Bloody Claw, and that would be okay. It's not my favorite. We could use Steel, I guess. Yeah, let's use Steel. Won't let you pass. Out of the way. Alright, so we're just gonna charge here. Do we bring in Nietzsche is the question. I think the answer is no, because we're not on... Because we're up against Undines in the water, outside of Ishin. So Millinor is really the only one who can handle it, and he's still got his no battle penalty for this last map. So let's go ahead and handle that. Take advantage of it while we can. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and try to use this Steel to get the Brave Ring right now. So no. If you get hit with a critical, you do not get your charge interrupted, which does happen a decent amount of the time. And not all cards that have the charge activation type have the same charge rate. Steel is actually pretty slow. Alright, so stole the item. We're going to go ahead and continue to go passive so we can steal the medallions. And the reason that we do that is because when you steal, you get an additional bonus to your damage dealt. And these Undines are going to be in the water, so they're going to be kind of annoying to take out. With the 50% bonus to Geo defense. Now, so when the opponent gets to full rage, right? They get to max. They get to use their skill if their union conditions are met. And for Undines, they have Blizzard, which is just Union Leader is a Spear type. Now, their tech is lower than Millinor's gen, so we should just take nothing from this. And then Millinor can go ahead and try to steal the medallion from the next Undine. But you see, after the opponent does their unleash, they get their stats their everything reset. The bar goes back to 0, just like yours would. Okay, so let's grab this medallion. It would drop normally, but we don't want to lose medallions if we can help it, and again, it deals a little bit of extra damage this way. I believe steel is, what, 30%? Because our normal bonus for head alive is 40. Yeah, so it's 70, so steel is 30. And you know, we can use all these flashes to improve our steel card's power. It's pretty nice. It's basically free. Alright, so anyway. So yeah, we're fighting a lot of Undines on this map, so this is pretty much a map that Millinor is going to get MVP again. It's kind of hard to avoid. Okay, so Undines specifically, when they use Blizzard, will freeze water. So when the water is frozen, you can walk on it. It is not exactly recommended to do so. Yeah, so it's not just because the you would end up dying when the time rolls around to noon, but also because you get a -10 geo bonus for standing on ice, so you take more damage if you lose a clash when you're on ice. Probably like that. Like that. Okay, yep, let's do that. Yeah, unfortunately for us, the Undines end up in weird positions when they get their turn. I have no idea which ones actually have the medallion. I want to try to hit all of them, just while I can. All right, so that one goes down. This one is not the one that has the medallion. Don't know if it's this one or the other one. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. Because Nietzsche should win that fight. It's technically still possible because we are immune to ice. But man, that was bad. Jeez, that was awful, man. Alright. That sucks. If it had been a crit for and left us with 4 units even, we would have won easily. That was, man, that was really stupid. Okay. Alright. Yep. This one and this one. Ah! I hate this. Okay, so let's see. So Sanctuary can't be used. Mind Change could. But I don't think we're in a tight enough position yet. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's too far. We can't use Flame because we don't have a proper ace for it. We could use Banshee's Cry, I guess. Alright, yep. Enemies use skills too. Yep. Okay, so everyone has 3 gen except for Nietzsche. So we don't even remotely care about enemy breakouts right now. Alright, so let's do some movement. Alright, so this. We'd end up like that. Durant would beat Isheen pretty handily. The real question is, can Yggdra beat Isheen if she's last in the Union placement? The answer is I don't know, but I have Banshee's Cry on, so it's not that bad. Alright, we just want Millinor to win fast, basically. Because when we go to Nietzsche's going to be having most of her fight against the opponent in Rage, and Nietzsche won't take any damage from that. Okay, or we can crit and ruin my plans. Sometimes it's bad to crit. Yeah, so that was not ideal. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and use aggression. Alright, I forgot Banshee's Cry is Ace Sword. It's not that bad though. Okay, Diamond Dust. But the opponent's got 2 tech versus 3 gen, so we take nothing. Okay. And the real question is, can Yggdra win? The answer is probably no, but we'll see. Like we said, we are last in the order for charges, so Isheen is at a pretty hefty battle penalty now. Yeah, we should win this one. Not by a lot, but we should win. And we're not concerned about Diamond Dust because we've got more gen than they have tech. That's how it is. All right. Well, we take those. Alright, let's continue. I'm so mad. This Undine should not be alive. So we lost a full turn cycle because of this. Because this Undine shouldn't be alive, right? Because this is the one that crit Nietzsche, and if Nietzsche had won that fight, we would have ended up with this one gone, so... Isheen would have been the one charging this turn, and we would have finished her off with Millimore. Ah, it ruined my plans! All of my plans ruined. Okay. Well, anyway, let's move right along. Let's go ahead and use I don't know. Hold on. Let's do some counting. I can do 6 over there. Yeah, that's probably the best. No, because we need to stop on this square to clear this part of the map. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8, 9. So Bloody Claw, I guess, is the card we use. Could use Revolution, but I don't think it's that. Like, that's a very good card to power up. That was a mistake. Oh my goodness, that was a big mistake. Okay. New plan. Sometimes we make big mistakes, and we have to adapt. Adapting is important. Alright, so we're gonna stop Durant on the bridge. So we need 2 more moves for Durant. So we'll go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4 with Nietzsche. Because Nietzsche can swim, so when it turns to daytime, she doesn't die. Alright. We've secured the bridge. Let us proceed. Aqua Palace, Undine, Queen Emelone, the royal army has reached the sandbank. So they have come. Queen Emelone, I'm Yggdra of Phantazinia. Please lay down your weapons. This battle is meaningless. It is meaningless, but, you know, what are we going to do about it? Princess Yggdra, I expected you would say that. You use justice as a shield to excuse your actions against us. But we Undines act according to our own sense of justice. Tell me, is there anything that separates the two of us? Well, other than the obvious things, you know. You slaughter the innocent. I seek only peace between us. You humans stole our treasure. Our lifeblood, our only means of survival. As royalty, you should understand full well. A leader has a duty, a sacred trust, to protect one's people, no matter the cost. But that child Ishine, her only wish, as she told me, I will save you and everyone. Ishine, you mean the one we just, the one we just, took out on the bridge? Yeah. She was a kind girl who thought of nothing but her own people. She is not the only one. I cannot let such people perish. It would be unjust. But we have talked around the matter for too long. As Queen of the Undines, my decision is final. Now come, humans. Alright. So much for negotiations, huh? Looks like we've got no choice. The Undines have everything to lose. They cannot surrender. Is fighting the only way? We too must fight for our survival, Princess. For the sake of the people of Paltina. Ellipses. Here they come. Alrighty, so what are we looking at here? Undine. Lots of Undines. There's a suspicious square of grass down there. Five. 9, but I mean, do we want Durant in there? Also, we gotta remember that every one of these has a medallion. Emelone has the Gungnir. So Emelone has 3 tech, as opposed to everybody else's 2, so none of our characters have a high enough gen to block for skill activation. The ability on Gungnir doesn't do anything with Blizzard, but Blizzard does do damage, so unless it's targeting Nietzsche, who nulls ice, we're going to actually have damage dealt when Emelone does an activation. Also, Emelone has 3 luck, so we want to beat her with Nietzsche or Millinor. Yeah, that's where we're at. Let's go ahead and get things rolling. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could do 8. We could just use Nietzsche and start moving everybody else into position. I think that's more or less what we should do. Nighttime. How can you side with the humans against your family? Nietzsche just wants to get back to my transmicro gem. Yeah, okay. Go away. Alright. So let's go ahead and charge. And we press no buttons, because we don't want to go aggressive, and we can't use the skill on this card. So, we just wait until we win. It's an inevitability, because in Rage, the Undines deal ice damage, and Nietzsche's immune to it. Nietzsche has higher attack. It's gonna happen. We're gonna win these clashes. It's just gonna take a minute. So we see Nietzsche has a battle penalty. It's not so bad to deal with. And even when we get hit with the Unleash, we're going to take no damage because it's ice. Turns out voiding the opponent's only element is a good thing. Alright, so 3v0, not so bad. I think ideally we end up finishing both of these off on their charge, but the odds of that aren't particularly high for the second one. Alright, then we start moving. I think we get Yggdra up to here, and get Durant moving toward the Undines. Okay, Nietzsche's getting charged. That's a pretty bad one, but we should be fine. Once again, even if we end up with a 1v1, if the opponent ends up enraged, then Nietzsche doesn't take any more damage. So we win pretty much no matter what there. We're just adding a little bit of power to our flame card. It's a card we can't use the skill on yet, but I mean, it's gonna happen. Well, that's... if we're gonna lose, it's gonna be because of bad charges like that. I'm still not convinced we will, but it's possible. This is very close. Alright. Getting to rage meant we were guaranteed to win, but man, it was very close. I guarantee it. So Yggdra Union doesn't have HP bars shown. They do track HP for your leaders. I can pretty much guarantee you that Nietzsche's HP bar was almost empty. Alright. Well, it was a good win, though. Okay, let's go ahead and pick Sanctuary. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can start moving Nietzsche in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8 if we want to collect both of the medallions. I cannot let you pass. It pains my heart to harm you, but we cannot stop here. Alright. So, Sanctuary is an interesting card. It is legitimately just a... it's a card that heals your unit based on the amount of your tech. And it's got a weird little quirk where if your tech is high enough, you can't lose, basically. But as a trade-off, Sanctuary can only be used at noon. It's a weird card. It's a very weird card. When it's good, Sanctuary is one of the best cards in the game. When it's bad, it's not very good at all. Right, you can only use it at noon, so at any other time than that, it's only an 8-move card, which is decent. But, you know, any 8-move card is like somewhat decent, and a lot of them you can actually use the skill. I mean, the best way to use Sanctuary is to increase the amount of damage you deal by having a higher amount of troops remaining. Unfortunately, because you can't see the enemy HP bar, you can't time it perfectly. But Nietzsche only has 2 tech, so she's only going to restore 2 anyway. But yeah, so now it's a 6v0, which is the most amount of damage you can deal. Okay. Green Emelone. And the Undines are dying. And we're gonna go collect these medallions because we really, really do want them. They're high value items. Even if it does mean that Yggdra and Millinor don't get to move at all, that's totally fine. Alright, so now we're going to have to really try to exhibit the power of Sanctuary. Because Nietzsche is not Millinor. Nietzsche actually gets battle penalties, so we're going to have some big battle penalties moving forward. So we're going to be taking advantage of Nietzsche's Void Ice and the Sanctuary card a ton during this clash to try to have Nietzsche pull out as many wins as possible. If Nietzsche had one more tech, this would be significantly easier. Just one more small Texar, and Nietzsche would be probably a straight up unkillable. Yeah, Sanctuary is, it has the potential to be a very messed up card. I'm glad we get Emelone now rather than later, because Emelone's the strongest one of them, so we want to get, we want to face off against her with the best chances possible for Nietzsche. So basically we're going to be fighting passive the whole time, because we want to get bar for Sanctuary repeatedly. And because Nietzsche is an Undine, this will deal 0 damage. Yeah, Nietzsche's good on this map. That's kind of an understatement. Between Nietzsche and Millinor, we basically have 2 characters that can solo a bunch of Undines all at once. So this is going to bring us back up to 5, which is our current maximum because of the battle penalty. And then we can keep going passive, just to charge up for the next splash. Alright, we'll stop there. I'd like to take out Emelone before she does another Unleash. We might have been able to get a 5v0, but that's not worth it. We want to get the... we want to be able to win more clashes as opposed to win a bigger clash against the boss here. Okay, so now we wait, because our current maximum is 4. So we'll wait until we hit 2, and then we'll unleash again. We can see Sanctuary unleashes just a lot faster than Steel. So it's a lot harder to get stuck in a loop of getting crit, so you get your skill charge interrupted when you're dealing with something like Sanctuary. And we just hold. Once we hit 2, we go ahead and unleash. Oop. Didn't fill it up all the way. That was my bad. A lot of Yggdra Union is timing based, so you know you want to make sure that you get this at the right time with the right conditions, but you know you gotta be careful with it. All right, so it's gonna be a 4v0, which is a pretty good win. Given that the opponent is on ice, they're gonna take extra damage. It's gonna be pretty good. Like, in a perfect world, we take out all the Undines on this charge. But I don't know if we can do that with this last one. But we got a pretty heavy battle penalty now. We can win. I guarantee that we're going to win. But it's going to be... I don't know how much damage it'll be. So now we try to endure our way back to our opponent being enraged. And when that we get our opponent enraged, then they're only going to deal ice damage, so we'll be able to recharge our Sanctuary. Yeah. I think we've got this handled. It's a long fight. When we hit 1, we unleash. Go back up to 3, which is our current maximum because of battle penalty. Okay. Let's just not touch it anymore. 3v0 is what we're gonna get. That's gonna be good enough. So, in case anyone was wondering, the Sanctuary card is powerful. Yeah, not quite a kill, but pretty dang close. Queen I'm alone. Blah, they died. Alright, now we're getting ambushed. Princess, someone is approaching from the rear. Those aren't Imperial troops. Who the devil are they? Bounty Hunter boss. That's the Royal Army the Empire's got a bounty on, huh? Now's our chance, boss. We're in for a fat payday. Sounds good to me. Come on. Alrighty. So, hey, are you the princess? Finally, a bit of luck. Are you with the Empire? If so, I shall strike you down. Okay, so, Hunter on the charge at midday. Not particularly good to see. Sanctuary is a good card, but it's not that good. Also, Yggdra's tech isn't good enough. That isn't that good right now either. I mean, 2 is the same as Nietzsche's, but we're up against a much stronger foe than Nietzsche was facing. think we just go aggressive to try to take as many down as possible. Because we're definitely going to lose before we get to Unleash again. Okay, that's fine. Alright, we've got 3 tech. Let's go ahead and go passive. We can have Millinor unleash to get a pretty heavy victory against the Bounty Hunter. So we can go back up to 6, try to get a 6 or 5 man victory. Hopefully take this guy out. I don't know exactly how much morale they start with. But, I mean, such as ambush spawns, you just gotta deal with them. I did know they were coming, because I played this game before, but... I mean, what are you gonna do about it? I picked the best card I could for the situation, I think. Alright. So, that's gonna be 110%. Perfect. Good job, Millinor. Stand still, princess. If I can catch you, I'll be rich. Alright, so, Miser. So, looking at Miser, what do we notice? He has a luck of 4. That is a value that none of our units will reach. So, can we never get his item? Of course not. We can steal it. And that is what we're going to be doing. So the idea here is we're going to use Steal on Miser, have a union with Millinor and Yggdra, and then we're going to have retreat Yggdra behind Millinor. And hopefully we can... So let's do our counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Nietzsche will be here, so we'll collect both medallions and be able to take out this Undine on the next turn. Because we need to charge Miser, we need to not charge the Undines. Grab this medallion. Okay. Now, we need to immediately go passive with Millinor so we can try to activate Steal before we just take out Miser, because it's pretty easy to do. He's weak to Millinor. Alright, well, we got the Steal off, and Miser only has 1 gen, so taking the Winged Sandals is easy now. And by easy, I mean we've already done the thing, so we got it. Charge a little bit for Yggdra. Okay, nice, big, fat morale victory there. And then have Yggdra come in. Hopefully we can finish him off with Yggdra, but I don't usually have faith in early game Yggdra. She's like, even right now, she's not that strong. Alright, so we're gonna hit with Thunderbolt. Now, if this were the PSP version, Thunderbolt, in addition to dealing damage, it will give you a status affliction, which I believe is paralyzed, which means you can't move. A lot of cards in PSP edition have status of fortunes attached that don't in the GBA version. All right, good job, Yggdra. So that saves us a little time. It means that Miser doesn't get any more turns. And we don't have to move Yggdra at all, so we can instead move Nietzsche as much as we need to. Secure both of those medallions so that the enemy doesn't get them. Your Majesty! Good Nietzsche, I can see the resolve in your eyes. I do not condemn you. If the path you walk requires you to defeat me, so be it. Nietzsche will find that gem. I'm so sorry. What about right here? Is there something here? This is Aquarius. What an exquisite gem. It must be a rare one. Could go 1, 2. Yeah, let's go 2 here. Ideally, Nietzsche is the one getting charged, but if Emelone charges Durant, that's probably fine. By my pride as a royal knight, I accept your challenge. The reason why is because Durant has high attack, so Durant is pretty good at fighting just kind of in neutral fights right now. 3 attack is a significant upgrade over 2. It's not completely trivial for Durant to win, but it's generally going to happen. Okay. I was gonna flip out if I got crit there. Because we really do want Nietzsche to win this fight and take out this Undie. Alright. Good job, Nietzsche. Good job. Yes, +1 power to steal. That's perfect. But now Nietzsche's done a lot of fighting on this map. It's been pretty good. Cease this pointless struggle at once. To surrender is death. Your terms are unacceptable. Alright, so we don't have to worry about... losing this medallion anymore. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 to get Nietzsche into position. And then Milanor is pretty far out. So I think we just grab something with as high of a move as possible. Probably go Revolution for this one. Yeah, let's just go Revolution. We don't have a card to use, but we can go grab here. Garden of Cure. Ooh, these are good for you. Picks the Elamina Mint. Smells good too. Yep, sure. We can go ahead and grab this metal. We might as well. We go here. And then Milanor can start moving toward the Union. And we can have Durant fight Emelone. Because if Durant leads the Union, we're pretty likely to win because Emelone is pretty bad against Nietzsche. But we don't want Emelone to go. We don't want Durant to go second, because if Durant goes second, he gets hit with Blizzard, and he does not have the tech required to block, or the gen required to block it. So basically, we want Durant to be the one that leads it, and then Nietzsche does the second attack, where we're at a much bigger advantage, but Emelone's close to unleashing. And then she unleashes with ice, and Nietzsche's immune to that, so we're good. Yeah, the reason that we have to be that we need Nietzsche or Millinor to take out Emelone is because we're forced to use Steel on Miser because of his 4 luck. But Emelone only has 3 luck, so we can actually force the item drop. Yeah, it's pretty hard to get through here. Damage is hard to come by. Yeah, I believe as long as we end up with 2 and 4, then Durant wins. If we end up with 2-5, Durant might lose, but I think that because of the 3 attack, it's pretty close. It's hard to tell with large units sometimes exactly how much health they have left, because the only large unit that you really use is Durant. Yeah. It was close there. That's okay. These things happen. Take 0 damage because of ability difference. We're dealing basically no damage anyway. Alright. So now it's time for us to utilize the best card we currently have to try to do a pretty strong damage turn to take out Emelone. That card is Shield Barrier. So not only are we using Nietzsche in the water, so Nietzsche has damage bonus, but we have a triple 3-man union, Millinor in the last position, so he's set up to do a ton of damage. If we end up in a position where the one thing that we want to avoid is Durant beating Emelone on Emelone's charge, if we get that far. But we know that Durant versus Emelone is pretty close to begin with. So if Durant goes passive, we should lose if we end up there. And Durant won't lose any morale because of his high gen. Okay. I think that's the union we go with, and I don't think we move Yggdra. We save the rest of our move for the rest of our units. We could put Millinor in the second place position, but I don't think that helps us in any way. So we're going to use our best card, Shield Barrier. And the reason that it's the best card is because when it's active, we take no damage. Now, it's a hold card, so it's instant activate. Now, it's a card that's really annoying to min-max, because in a lot of cases, you don't want to just drain it from 100 to 0. Durant here, we're going to drain it from 100 to 0, because we're trying to win like with 2v0, 2v1 really fast here, so we can get Nietzsche against the ice element, which gives us time to charge the card. But you generally don't want to use the full bar. You want to use it some, then release. Basically, if you're fighting against someone that's going to go into rage, you want to be able to use Shield Barrier during rage, so you take less damage by a lot. There are a lot of cases that I've used Shield Barrier in the past. It's one of those cards that lets you win fights you have no business winning. By kind of juggling when you're taking no damage. Now Nietzsche, we want to use the Shield Barrier now, immediately after this other card is done, to try to win with a 6v0 for high morale damage. And there is another function of Shield Barrier that we will probably get to see in just a minute with Millinor. Okay, 6v... We're going to try to go 5v1. Yeah, okay, never mind. Millinor got the high charge, so we're just going to go straight aggressive here. And by aggressive, I mean we're not going to hit the aggressive button. We're just going to use Shield Barrier 100 to 0 immediately. The point that I was trying to make is if an opponent uses a damage skill while you have Shield Barrier active, it will deal no damage, even if their attack exceeds your gen. This was what I wanted, what I hoped would happen. We'd win with Millinor on the charge here. And that brings us Nietzsche to level 7? Or 6? I don't remember which. Water Queen, Emelone, annihilated. Ah. Princess Yggdra. We have injured so many humans. All for what? But you and the Undines are not at fault. Haha. You are so kind, so quick to forgive. Do not let your kindness become a weakness. The weak are the first to perish. We are fated to die. As their queen, I shall lead the way. Queen Emelone. No. I suppose this solves the problem of the Undine attacks. Yeah, it's a real winner of a solution. I was told as a child, and have believed ever since, justice lies with the holy sword. But is this justice? Princess. Ellipses. Alright, win with Millinor MVP. Luck is not bad to grab. If we get Millinor up to 4 luck, that can help with drops a little bit. Because Millinor is basically our boss fighter in most situations right now. Not all. I mean, he's pretty bad against sword units still. Alright, let's look at our spoils. We got the Gungnir. And we picked up the Thunderbolt card. Thunderbolt is a card that is not good. The reason why is not because it's bad to have activated skills, but for like a couple of like tangentially related reasons. So it deals lightning damage. There are no enemies that I can think of. I'm pretty sure there are no enemies in this game that are weak to lightning. so we don't have that advantage going for us. There's enemies in the game that are weak to like ice, weak to fire, weak to holy, dark, all that stuff. But I don't think there's a single enemy that's weak to lightning. So that's a minus against it, but it's not a huge minus against a damaging card because damage is damage, and there are ways to take advantage of lightning damage even if nothing is weak to it. The biggest problem with Thunderbolt is that it's ace bow. And bow units are really not the best units to be leading charges. Because if they end up stuck directly in front of the enemy, they're going to get charged. And bow units getting charged is bad. So, I mean, that's not a good thing. And if you ever ace with a bow and can block them off, you still have a problem because whoever charged is not able to move afterwards. So, I mean, Thunderbolt is okay if you want to use it, but it's really not anything special. Our supplies are restocked. We can leave anytime, Princess. Alright, thank you. So, where to next? I had thought to go north, over the Lenesi Mountains. Right on the border of Palatina. The mountains are known to be steep and very dangerous. Consequently, the Empire won't expect an attack on that front. The defenses are sure to be insufficient to stop us. Catch them off guard, huh? The people of the capital are waiting. To the north it is. Alright, that brings us to our next battlefield. The Black Rose Domain. Alright, so thanks for being here, everybody. We were very close to a Nietzsche MVP, I can guarantee you that, but we ended up with Millinor. It's okay, these things happen. Alright, so next time we're here, we're going to go into the Black Rose Domain and see what's going on. So without further ado then, this has been Shadow SP, signing off. Thanks for watching.